The Sony Xperia Z features a full glass build that is dustproof and waterproof, and this waterproof actually goes all the way up to 1 meter in depth, being able to be soaked for 30 minutes. So in a real life situation, would it be really waterproof for you? Well, let's find out. Now let's look at a real scenario that probably happens to people quite often, and that is maybe when you're eating or that you're at dinner somewhere and you leave your phone on the table. And actually, the more realistic one is probably that you have kids and they're running around like crazy and they're not really looking at what they're doing, and they get a little hyper and they decide that they're going to bump the water right onto your phone. So that's shown in slow motion right there, and you can see that water is all over this phone. And for most phones, this would be night-night for sure, and you would probably have something wrong with your speaker or something like that, or you would be throwing that thing into a plastic container with rice and trying to get the water out of it. But as you can see here, this is no match for the Xperia Z. You can see little parts where there's water still on the screen. It doesn't work that well, but as soon as the water's off of there, it is functioning just fine, and you can see that it's repelling water really well. And let's just go ahead and wipe this scenario away and wipe the phone away, and we'll go ahead and go into another scenario with more water, of course. Now in this test, we're going to go ahead and just pour water directly on it, and I'm going to let you enjoy this in slow motion. And I'm just going to take an entire cup of water and just pour it right over. All right. I think that was dramatic enough right there, but you can see there is plenty of water on this Xperia Z, and the screen does really well of repelling this water. As you can see, it kind of bubbles up there, but you can see how much it is really close to the speakers there, and it just comes right off. So even though the speakers are exposed on the top and bottom, it really does not do anything to the speakers either. And you can see right here, the touch response comes right back as soon as the water's right off the screen. All you have to do is kind of shake it off there and get the water off the screen, and there you go. And you can see that it is functioning with no problem. So another water test passed by the Xperia Z. And let's go ahead and take this gigantic beer mug and let's just go ahead and dip it into there as well. And you can see here right before I put it into there that it is fully functioning without any problems. And we will go ahead and take this thing and submerge it all the way into this giant beer mug. All right, now you can see it soaking away in there, and we'll go ahead and pull it right out of there. And you can see it's dripping off. And once the water is off of the screen itself, you can see fully functioning again. So absolutely no problems here for the Xperia Z. Sony says it is submersible up to 30 minutes, but I'm not sure if I trust that or not. I'm not going to do that with my device here, but you can see it's going through repeatedly all these tests without any problems, and it's working just fine. So let's just go ahead and take it and put it into the water to show you what it looks like. Now, since the water is on there, if you try to touch the touch screen, it is not active, and you can see it does not work underwater. So music does play underwater, but you know, I don't know if you want to test that or not, but the music does play underwater. And you can see here that when the water is on the touch screen, it doesn't work very well. But as soon as you take the water right off of it, the touch screen functions just like it's supposed to, and it has absolutely no problems functioning. So if you were questioning the waterproofness of the new Xperia Z by Sony, then absolutely no problems whatsoever. As you can see, day-to-day basis, water, juice, things like that, no problem for the Xperia Z. And also, if you get your Xperia Z caught out in the rain and you leave it there for a little bit, absolutely no problem, because I've left it out here for about 15 minutes watching it, and it definitely has no problem. So what do you think about the Sony Xperia Z? It is definitely waterproof, and I think it passes the test. So please subscribe to my channel today and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please watch my full review of the Xperia Z to find out more about the Sony flagship.